Hey guys, welcome to this makeup look. This is a fun 80s inspired makeup look that you don't actually have to recreate exactly like this. I just did a quick tutorial here to show you a possibility of what you could do, and then at the end of my video I'm going to actually tack on a couple of time-lapse videos to show you some other makeup looks from some of our makeup team. And the whole point of this makeup is to just have fun. We want it to be 80s neon punk rock inspired, but mostly we just want you to have fun with it and play. So I did a light cheek look. You can actually put more on the cheeks and less on the eyes. I did a lovely vibrant lip. You can keep it nude. You can go cherry red. Really just do you, have fun with it, as long as we're keeping in this kind of color palette. So I'll show you in the video too, but this is the idea of what we want to use. So, all right. I hope you have fun. Please feel free to email me makeupforfat@gmail.com and send any questions my way. Hope to see you on the runway. So I've already done my skin prep, and now I'm going to go ahead and do a light base on my skin. And for this look, we are just going to perfect the skin. So if you've got great skin, you can go ahead and use a sheer foundation. If you've got a little trouble spots, add on some concealer. Or if you want to do a full coverage, just make sure that you have a little bit of a natural complexion happening. So we don't want anything too matte or velvet, just something natural. So I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of my full coverage foundation, but I'm actually going to add in a little bit of a moisturizer because it's very full and I don't want it to be that full for this look. Now I do have some spots, but I'll go back over with concealer when I've got my foundation on. And yes, I just use my hands to put on my foundation. Nothing fancy. Now you might be wondering why I didn't put on a face primer first. The reason being I did all of my skin prep, and that has all of the priming that I need in my regime. So a lot of the foundations, especially anything on the market, generally have a good amount of silicone in them. That is what your primer is made out of. So because I'm using a silicone-based foundation, I don't need a silicone-based primer on top of that. There are very few water-based primers out there. If you happen to have one, kudos to you. They do absorb beautifully, and they work well with water-based formulas. Okay, so I'm just going to tap on my concealer on this spot on the side of my nose. I had a lovely clogged pore that I brutalized, and not a good thing. This is my sponge from yesterday. I typically will replace it, but it's fine. And I'm just going to spray some makeup setting spray onto that sponge, and I'm just going to gently tap it onto this spot. I'll do a couple layers, but the makeup setting spray will help marry the concealer to the textured skin so that it lasts all day, and in the humidity and wearing a face mask. There. Perfect. And then I get a little bit of redness around my nose, so I'm just gonna go in there. And then I have a little bit of redness on my neck. I'm gonna spot that. It doesn't really show up on video, but it's totally there. Okay, so from here, I'm gonna do a fun neon makeup look. So I'm going to, I have a gazillion palettes right beside me because I wasn't quite sure what I was going to use, but I actually have a palette called Neon Drip. Who is this by? Poppy Cosmetics. So I'm just going to show you, this is the palette we're going for. So we're doing a very 80s inspired look, and you are welcome to play with a color palette of your choice as long as it's in that neon 80s vibe. And you can even do whatever style of makeup you'd like. So I'm gonna do one example that I like on me, and then we're gonna show a couple of examples of a few of my other artists for looks that they wanted to do. So before you do your eye makeup, please put on an eye base. If you need help picking an eye base, let me know. But anything, a cream eyeshadow, anything that will help with the longevity of your eye makeup, simply because you are doing your makeup at home and then traveling, we want to make sure that it lasts. And I will say that if you don't happen to have a palette in this makeup color scheme, Please go ahead and do your best with what you have, and then when you come on set, we'll pop up the colors with our own products on location. We do have disposable applicators, and we'll be practicing safety and sanitation on location, so to keep everybody safe, but so that your makeup does look flawless for the runway as well. So don't worry if you don't have exactly what you need. Use your best bet. You can even use some blushes if you want to go in with some pinks. You can use some blushes and create a look, and then we can just pop up our own color as needed. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with a bright pink and a little bit of purple in my crease. And then because I really want to make sure that my eyelid is going to pop, I'm going to use another layer. This is a custom cream foundation, eyeshadow tint, and I'm just going to go ahead and tap that on and pat it in with my finger so that I have another layer of brightness before I add on my eyeshadow. So I'm going to start with a neon green in my inner eye, go from neon to yellow to orange to my reddish color. That'll be fun. Now, I have just a little bit of a light space in the inner eye, and I don't want to mess with the green that I put there. So I'm going to take one of my shimmer powders that I have somewhere here. Oh, I'll use, let's see, I have one that's got, I'll use Sugar Rush. It's from Makeup Geek, and it's a little bit more pigmented. So I'm just going to tap a little bit. Oops, I tapped way too much on my palette. That's fine. And I'm going to use, this is a brush I used on my last look, and it's got a hot pink tip, but I'm not worried. It'll totally match this look. And I'm just going to take, the reason I'm choosing this brush is because of it. It's like a small brush, and I'm just going to come right in this area. Ooh, and I'm going to use my finger to just dab that out because I went too hard. There. I just wanted, I don't know, it's just a hint of shimmer, and I just wanted to play with that and blend it into the look. Oh. Okay, and then yes, I am going to do a black eyeliner. What am I using? I'm going to use, I think, my cake liner with water because it wipes off really easy, and I have more makeup looks to do today. But I'm just gonna do, again, you can kind of play with whatever. It's a 1980s makeup look, so I'm gonna keep it kind of to my natural lash line and maybe carved out a little. The 80s were more known for their grunge, I thought. So if you want to do like a grungy smoky on top of the brightness, that would work. So I'm gonna wet my brush and grab my cake liner. And I'm just gonna go along my natural lash line. Then for underneath the eye, I'm actually going to go in with a purple liner and just line underneath my eye for fun. And then I'm going to come in with my colors, and I think I'm going to do just a hint of the orange in my inner eye. Again, just playing with it for fun. Ahaha, I totally used the wrong brush. That's okay. I'm going to fix it with my sponge, which I put somewhere here, and I'm just going to use the edge to make a sharp line. And I will say with a makeup look like this, it really does look good if you've evened out your complexion. So I didn't really put any concealer on underneath my eye, but I will go back in and do it simply because I want that contrast to lighten and lift the eye area. And then I love using my sponge to just kind of create the shape on the outer eye that I want. It just kind of fix it up with the concealer. And then we're gonna go ahead and do our complexion. So I would do a light contour and then go wild with the blush. I think a lot of the makeup looks in the 80s, they do have a good, you can really have fun with this blush. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually use some of the palettes. Actually, I'm gonna start with my Cheek Heat from Maybelline and we'll just layer from there. For this look, again, you can't really do any wrong. Have fun with it, play with the colors, and enjoy. So I'm gonna layer some of these gels. We will have this on set as well, so super easy to add some flush to your cheek if anything's missing. So this is just a nice glow, and we can make it deeper if you want. I could layer on some powder. I'm not going to, I'm gonna leave it like this. Okay, so for the lips, I actually have this palette of pink, which will be perfect on set because it's got a gradient from, you know, dark to light. And I'm gonna go ahead and just with a Q-tip, I'm gonna pull out a deeper pink. I'm gonna go, I haven't actually used this color, so let's try it out. It's got a little bit of a purple tinge to it, which I feel will work really well with the drama happening. Actually, get a few more, a bit more off. Let's see. Okay, and then for the brows, I'm just gonna have you take a, if you have soap, do a soap brow. So I have my soap and a spoolie here. I'm just going to wet my brush and I'm just going to comb out my brows. If you have super fair brows, you might wanna do a light fill-in. That is at your discretion. We don't wanna really cause too much attention on our brows. We just want them to be cleaned up and set. So if you have any sparsity, is that a word? If you're sparse in any areas, just go ahead and gently fill that in. We will have stuff on set to be able to do that as well with as many disposable applicators as we can carry. So we're good. And then mascara, go ahead and curl your lashes, give yourself a natural lash lift. And I'm using a Milk Makeup, the Kush Mascara, waterproof makeup. I would recommend a waterproof makeup just for the longevity for the day. And go ahead and apply your mascara. There. So this is a super fun neon, thinking 80s. I'll put some more inspiration pictures and you can check out some of the other looks. Have fun, guys.